budget for one. This budget doesn't necessarily need the town's budget, because we only fund like 8% of this. Yeah. So there's overall budget set at 3.5, and we only fund 4%.
Okay, welcome everybody. That was your call. Okay, got to get Al up here. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. This is the business meeting of the Malta Town Board. We have, before we start, want to point out the exits. That exit goes directly outside. This exit goes out into the foyer where you came in and out. That goes out through my office and into the hall, and you can get out from there. That's closet, not an exit. So we will start tonight with the salute to the flag and a moment of silence afterwards. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. And the next item on our agenda is the fun one, our resident of the month. As you know, at our business meeting, we like to recognize a resident of the town of Malta, somebody who gives back. And so this month, we have decided to recognize David Rosenberg. A little bit about why. David and his wife Colleen, who's also with us, are small business owners here in Malta. They're the proprietors of Bricks Wine and Liquor. In an effort to help small locally owned businesses, David formed an organization called Malta Business Works. This organization gives businesses in Malta an opportunity to help each other and our community. Malta Business Works has also been a great partner with the town of Malta. They help to promote and inform residents of the programs and events that we have. They sent a strong letter of support to help us get the $1.6 million grant that we received to improve pedestrian access in our downtown, and among other things. Dave also serves as the chairperson for the Board of Assessment Review, and although this board doesn't meet very often, the work is difficult and important. So thank you, Dave, for your contribution to Malta.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dave would like to say a couple of words about some events that Malta Business Works has coming up, and then afterwards, we're going to have a photo.
Oh,
with the town
perfect.
board.
Great. Thank you. Well, first off, thank you, Town Board, for your recognition of the efforts that we as a group, really, it's more than just one person that is running Malta Business Works. There's a small group of businesses that make it all happen. And I do feel it's important that we all know that what makes Malta Works and the businesses in Malta important is that the town relies on revenue, specifically sales tax, and sales businesses are where sales tax are generated. So there has to be an equal balance of growth in the business sector as well as the residential sector so they can all survive as one. But most importantly, Malta Business Works has a couple events come up to really help us bridge ourselves with the community, specifically a tree lighting ceremony, which we did last year. We will do that again this year. We have targeted the date of Saturday, December 7th. More to come on that. And along with that program will be a decoration contest. Businesses decorate their businesses and the community can vote on which business they feel has done the nicest job. As a partnership with the community, the organizations in town, this upcoming Sunday at Carson's Woodside Tavern, Malta Business Works is presenting a celebrity bartender fundraiser where 5 local businesses in town will be asking the customers at Carson's to not only support Carson's by buying beverages and food, but also tip generously towards the server or the business that is representing Captain for that particular time. Captain Humanity Services will be the organizations that all the funds will go to on that day. So we're very excited about Sunday. Please do come down. It's from 1 to 4. And at the conclusion of the event, 10 Most Wanted, a 10-piece horn band that does a lot of blues and soul music, will be playing as well too. So it should be a great, great fun day. I
Sounds
think
like
I hit
fun.
my 2-minute mark.
Sounds like fun, a very worthy organization. So
Absolutely,
Colleen, you
thank
come
you.
up for a picture too. So we'll have the town board come down.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, President.
I like the way the palm trees.
Yeah, I know that. Take the best photo.
Okay, next on the agenda is to accept the town clerk's minutes from our 8:26 meeting. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next is comments from town residents. I want to remind you, this isn't a question and answer period. If you have questions you want to be answered by this board, please submit them in advance and we'll try to answer them.
Is
Say your
this
name.
on? Hello, okay, sorry. I was just curious to know what's going over here at the Price Chopper Plaza right here by the bank.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell? Aren't they already on the other side?
They're separating.
Oh,
They're
wow.
having a corporate divorce.
Oh, dang. Okay, I was just being nosy, so it wasn't really a big question. Thank you. Oh, and I'm Cynthia from Malta.
Okay, I didn't notice you were limping before.
Yeah, I got a hitch in my giddy up. So I'm supporting local business. I'm going to have surgery with Ortho New York down there. I have a torn meniscus. Kathy Eitzman, Malta Seniors. We had a great meeting today, and I wore my hat because I guess Malta Seniors are on TV, and I thought you wouldn't recognize me without my hat. But we have a great group. We're going to West Point tomorrow, and then in 2 weeks, we're going to Racket Lake and checking out Old Forge. Thank you again for your support. Hopefully you received my budget request.
We did, thank you. Anybody else? With that, we'll move to comments from the town board. I have several for this evening. First of all, this weekend, we had our Malta Community Day, and it was an incredible event. I thought it was a huge crowd. Everybody seemed to have fun. Everything went well. The rain held off until about 2 o'clock, and so worked out well. It's an event of that nature, doesn't just happen on its own. So I think that when you see anybody that works for Parks and Rec, because that took everybody, particularly Barb Mazarak, who it was her 25th year organizing the event. Of course, there's a committee that is behind the scenes that takes care of a lot of the work. Tons of volunteers, and the volunteers include all of our EMS, the firefighters, the ambulance, who they're always a hit with the kids. And last but certainly not least is our maintenance department, who was there all day, emptying garbage and delivering tables and picking up tables and all of that. Second, today it was a big weekend in Malta, a big couple of days. Today was the Malta Veterans Appreciation Program golf tournament. The town attorney and I actually participated, and we had a 4-person group. I'm pleased to say we had a bogey-free round. I don't think we won, but we don't really know how we did because we had to leave for work. On Wednesday, we are going to have a short September 11th observance out here in our Veterans Park. We have a piece of steel from the towers that is out there, and we want to honor that. I know Councilman Ricky is going to say a few words. It will be brief. We want to start around 8:30, and then we'll end at 8:46. So please join us for that occasion. Also, at our last meeting, we had a presentation by the Town of Malta Global Foundries Foundation, and they have opened their grant season. And for those of you that don't know, the foundation, basically, it's easy grant application, and they award grants to pretty much any organization that has something that they want to do. They evaluate them based on how they support the Malta community. A lot of them go to our Parks and Rec programs. The school districts get the significant amount, or other organizations. Rotary usually applies for one. So it's a really good program, and if you want information about how to apply for it, you can reach out to the clerk's office or my office. Last is a part of our purchase of Saratoga Water Services. You know, of course, we are bonding the $14.3 million. And so part of that process meant that we had to get a bond rating. And I am pleased to report that we got a AAA bond rating. The bond will be issued, I believe, September 12th will be the sale. And we got that rating, and we're very happy about it because investors see Malta as a favorable investment because of the strength of our finances and our robust and growing economy. So congratulations to us. That's it for me.
I'd like to also thank our comptroller for carrying us through a real aggressive, expansive acquiring the water company. I was inanimate of it, and believe it or not, it's going to happen. Thank you, Bill.
Don't jinx it, Craig.
I'm not jinxing it. 8 years, I'm not jinxing it. Other than that, I don't have any issues.
Yes, I have something I'd like to talk about before Cynthia kicks me under the table for doing. I read with interest this week that the governor of New York has announced a $150 million funding for swimming pools. When I was growing up, a long time ago, I've never lived in a community that didn't have some sort of a public pool or a public beach, usually very low cost. And it was a wonderful part of childhood. It was a great place for learning skills. And I have spoken briefly with Assemblywoman Carrie Werner. She said she would be happy to work with us if we decided to explore this and to present a grant. I'm going to make a formal request that our Recreation Department look this over. I think, adding that amenity to the summer camp program might be an interesting option. And ask if there's any other interest in the board to support at least exploring this. And if there's that kind of money that they're giving us, I realize once it's built, there is a cost to the town and so forth, but there's only so much lakefront, and we don't have any of it. And I think it
We
would be,
have 90 feet.
well, to
We
swim.
got 90 feet of it that you opposed, but we do have it.
At any rate, I would like to explore this, and if you would tolerate and humor me on that, I think I would appreciate it.
I think you do have some support among community center staff, one in particular. So, yeah, we'll look into that and see what's involved. Yep. So, anybody else? So tonight, we just have quite a series of action items. The first four actually involve our potential or our purchase of Saratoga Water Services, which we expect to actually happen very shortly. It comes up fast. The first of those resolutions is, as part of the State Environmental Review or Quality Review Act, we need to designate ourselves as the lead agency. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
By way of discussion, what that means is that we represent any other involved agencies, which there really aren't any other than the town of Malta. We will perform the evaluation, the secret review at our 9:30 meeting in advance of the adoption of the ordinance. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Last week, we had the discussion about the ordinance. So the ordinance has been prepared, and before we act on the ordinance, we need to have a public hearing, so we can hear from the public what they think about it. I am asking that we don't follow necessarily our protocol just because of the timeline. I want to set the public hearing for the 30th. In order for things to go in a timely fashion, we will actually have to act on the ordinance that same evening. So I'll ask that I have a motion to set the public hearing.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we need people to run our new our water department when we take over. So this next resolution establishes positions for that department. We're proposing to, this evening, establish 7 positions. Initially, we're only hiring 4 people. They're the 4 people that currently work for Saratoga Water Services. And we will be looking to actually hire 2 new people in the very near future. So we've created all of those positions that we may anticipate having.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The fourth Saratoga Water Services resolution is because 147 of the, or about 147 of the customers of Saratoga Water Services live in the town of Stillwater. We need to enter into and those Stillwater residents are not part of our water district. So we need to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Stillwater to be able to figure out how we're going to bill them. So we have that intermunicipal agreement prepared, and I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So that finishes with our Saratoga Water Services resolutions. The next 2 deal with part of the MS4 permit permitting process in New York State. MS4 is Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, and the state is proposing a new permit. And we, part of this program, we need to sign the MS4 permit when it's prepared. It's prepared by our stormwater program coordinator, Floria Heisinger. And what happens now is basically she brings this permit into me and I kind of look it over and I sign it. But since I'm not the one that prepares it and I'm not the stormwater management officer, we are proposing that we add her as an additional signer so she can sign the permit herself. So she's the one that understands it.
So move. Second.
All in favor? Or any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Also, as part of that same state regulation, there is an intermunicipal, we've been asked to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the Cornell Cooperative Extension. And basically, it is Saratoga County and all of the other MS4 communities in Saratoga County will work together in this permitting project. So this is an intermunicipal agreement with Cornell Cooperative Extension.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is as part of the assessment process, if there are times when businesses object to their assessments, of course, and so we are entering into a fee-sharing agreement. We have 2 businesses that are basically going to court to try to have their assessments reduced. Those are Ellsworth Commons and the State Farm facility. So the proposal is that the Ballston Spa Central School District, both of these properties are in there, and in the school district, and of course, because we have no town tax, the school district is the one that really benefits from the assessments. And so they have generally agree to share the legal fees for this, for defending our assessments. So this is just an agreement, free fear sharing agreement.
So move. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next resolution is to authorize the lease of temporary office space. Since we're taking out a water department, we need to find some space for them. We are proposing to relocate our building and grounds department to temporary office space, and, well, it's a bunch of shuffling. The receiver of taxes, who's with us in the audience, will move to the community center, and the water department will then go in the old highway garage. So this is authorizing the lease of the temporary space.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is, there are several hydrants in town. I'm not really sure how many, actually. With that, and we have to enter into agreement with the Clifton Park Water Authority for the rental of those hydrants. This is just updating their fee schedule. I think it's a 5-year contract from 2025 to 2029, and the rates are established in the contract. Do I have a
So-
motion?
So move. I was gonna ask how many are there, fire hydrants? Only because she brought it up, she didn't know. I figured you probably knew, Julia. Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot.
So can I have, huh?
96. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, Rick knows. So I need a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is there a reason we paid as opposed to buying them? Why can't we take them into the town?
Because they own them. They're probably just not for sale.
Have we tried? Rather than paying an annual fee?
I think they're theirs because it's their water and their system, and it would be like us selling Saratoga Water Services,
But they're in
Hydrants.
our town now.
Yeah, well.
No, all right.
but they're not for sale. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This board got a safety audit for Miller Road to get recommendations for making that road safer. And the engineer has recommended a crosswalk at the intersection of Ivy Road and Glen Eagles and Miller. And so this resolution is to approve those traffic safety improvements. Our highway department will complete them.
So moved.
By way of discussion, I just want to mention to any Miller Road people out there that we did get a decision from the Department of Transportation regarding our speed reduction request, and they are not recommending that the speed be reduced on Miller Road. So there's that. We waited a year and a half for it, and we got it, and it wasn't, of course, the decision that the Miller Road residents were hoping to find, but any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Huh? Yeah, we had the motion, didn't we? Have a motion? Yeah.
Think so.
Yeah, Craig motioned it, Barbara seconded it.
The clerk said it was done, so we trust her.
Passed.
Every year, the town of Malta, or towns, municipalities enter an agreement with their highway superintendent. It's called a 284 agreement, where we give them money and they agree to do certain things, you know, paving being one of them. We got to the end of the season here, near the end of the season, and our highway superintendent has informed us that he's got some money left, so he wants to amend his 284 agreement to add Edith Lane and Little Drive.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This resolution basically is housekeeping. We are establishing the retirement standard workday and reporting for elected officials and appointed officials. We submitted this same form some months back, and it was kicked back for an administrative error. So we are asking that we adopt it again.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The next two, probably we'll just take together if that's not a problem. Our highway superintendent has two new hires. He's down a few people. He's got two new hires that he would like us to approve tonight. Keith Carlton and Jacob Bordeaux. So can I have a motion on both? Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're getting down there, folks. This is a resolution to authorize the reappointment of one of the members of our assessment review committee, or Board of Assessment Review, Jens Lob. And he's been on the board, and he needs to be reappointed to stay on.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Last but not least, we have a minor budget transfer of $300 because the ballots for our water referendum cost more than we originally budgeted for, so I'll entertain the motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any additional comments from our public or town board members?
Rick Handley, I live at 6 Danbury Drive, and I just want to admit a mistake I made. It's 198 hydrants in the district. And question was, why doesn't the town own them? Well, they're very expensive if the OSHA standards change or the hoses change and you gotta go back in and you gotta change everything out and they maintain them. So I think it's probably reasonable. Although I wondered if Mackey had ever charged the town for the fire hydrants that are in their service district.
I don't
I
think,
assume that the town is not going to charge for those fire hydrants.
We'd be charging ourselves,
Huh?
so, no.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Rick. Anybody else? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.